Oh hey, um, hi, it's me. I think you all know my name at this point. And yeah, this is a pretty short, not that short, a small video idea that I had about like a week ago, which was that since I won't be making as much videos as I thought, I would instead be doing some kind of like theme videos or something. Like for example, in this one, I'm going to be talking a bit more about myself since I've got like what five five videos by now, and in two of them, I say about the same thing, and the first one is like, "Hey, what's up?" and the fifth one is about I mean, the two other ones are about the directs that I made a video about. So yeah, in this one, I'm basically going to be talking a bit about myself, a bit more like my personality, what something like a bit more about my personality in this one. I think I'm going to make a second video about like my life or something because I think you guys, I I guess you guys need to know these kind of things if you want a good reason to follow me on my journey. So yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna be doing here. Not too hard, right? So let's start, shall we? Um, what can I talk about first? Um, well, since it's about personality, we I should at least start by the beginning. Um, and when I mean beginning, I mean a bit random things. So I'm I'm pretty shy by nature. Like, well, not as much as I was before. So like basically, when I was a kid, I think I had something a kind of prescription, which was saying that I had extreme timidity. Anyway, extreme timidity um, in general. So like when I would talk to strangers, when I would talk at the most part the most frequent moment when I would be shy would be when I would be something and that my parents would be around me when I would do the thing. For example, when I was at school and there was like a kind of meeting, like there is most of the time at the beginning of the year to like let the student know about his class and things like this. And most of the time, whenever I would, sorry with this right there. Whenever I would be at these meetings, and that my most of the time I would be with my mother. Well, most of the time I would be extremely shy. I would talk with my other kind of voice that I want to hear, and I will do this a bit later on. So I would generally be extremely shy for seemingly no reason. I'm still kind of shy when I'm with my mother or my father and I'm like somewhere. It's way more it's way less visible than it how it was before. One thing very interesting about this is that when I was a kid, I would have when I would be extremely timid or think it was embarrassed or something, I would get all these kind of plaques on my skin, all of the some kind of like red plaques on my skin all over, like the from the arm my arms to my elbows to my shoulder. I mean, on my this I'm not as good as in English as you might think I am. well, I'm decent, but just casual. See, all the way about here to even my face at some point, and it was extreme when well it was when I was young, so I did not really notice about it. It was just so whenever it would happen, so I wouldn't really notice about it. So yeah, now I'm not as shy as I was before. I'm still kind of it, but well, at least now when I'm like at least now when now I'm mostly timid when I'm doing something with my parents, for example. Like if I'm alone, um okay, I'm fine most of the time. So yeah, um I'm a bit timid. Um I think a thing that a lot of people want to know about someone like a content creator is about their anger. I think like in my case, I don't get angry a lot. Like really angry. No, I'm not really get angry at all. I can get frustrated a lot. I'm pretty easy to get frustrated. Honestly, pretty easy. Like uh, uh, I'm really sorry if I mess up when I talk. Sorry about that. I'm not. I'm still not fully um like okay when I'm in front of a camera, and but anyway, anyway. So I can get frustrated a bit easily at times. Like if, for example, and this happens for a lot of people, whenever there's like a kind of noise that happens when like a repetitive noise that happens, I'm I'm not that good with these kind of things. I get annoyed really easily. Yeah, annoyed. I get annoyed really. I can get annoyed really easily. That's what I wanted to say. I'm not annoying, as I know. Sorry if I look away. I'm not that annoying as I know. I can be annoying. That I know pretty well how to do that. But most of the time, I just like to stay calm and relax and do my own things in my own play, on my own on my own side. But yeah, I'm pretty easy to annoy when you know what to do, or that you're just really into your thing that you're doing to annoy me. Uh, so yeah, I don't really get angry a lot. Actually, I've never really seen myself get angry like at something. I never really rage quit. I rage quit a lot of times. Actually, not now, not that much, but before, yes. But like, I never really cracked to the point that like people does like break something, throw something on the way to the other side of the room. I never done that simply because too self care. I think I'm too self aware of the consequences that these kind of actions would do. For example, if I would rage quit and like I don't know like Splatoon or something, and I would like really wanna throw something like my controller, I would contain myself and just not throw it simply because I know um, how much a controller like this costs, and also all of the other kind of consequences that comes after this kind of thing, these kind of actions. But most of the time, I really want to throw something um, on the ground or something when I get really angry. But I most of the time, well, sometimes I can do it. Sometimes I do it on accident, but with like things that it doesn't really do anything to it. For example, I don't know, like a sheet, a blanket, or something, or anything that does not break or doesn't get too damaged when you throw it with a lot of strength. So yeah, that's basically it for this. What else? There was I'm really sensitive. That's something a lot of people should know about me. I'm pretty sensitive when it comes to not on everything, but like I can pretty easily I can start crying. Not like I can't. I don't know if that's anyway. So yeah, I don't know if this is kind of counts in this category, but I know that like some people are even able to like cry on purpose. I can't cry on purpose, even though well, in my case, all I would have to do to cry on purpose is just like make my eyes really like watery, and then I would just have to let it do its thing, and then just a tear would drop down. But yeah, I don't know if this counts in this category, so I'm just gonna put it there. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really I can be pretty sensitive when it comes to some things. Like for a lot of people, when you get attached to something, and that at some point this thing dies, or something really bad happens to it, well, I would feel really sad. Actually, it's not hard. It can take a lot of time for me to like start crying actually, but I can really easily start feeling bad about things. Like the best example of this that I could find, and that is recent, is Omori. I've if for anyone who is following me on Twitter probably knows at this point that I know what Omori is. It's an amazing game, and you should all play it because it is worth, I think, $20 that it costs to play it. It's a really, really, really good game. I know that I've already made like two or three tweets about this game, this masterpiece. I want to say. Um, I won't tell you too much about this because this is not the main topic of this video. But in case you're kind of curious and that you just don't follow me on Twitter or something, basically this game is an RPG. I think, yeah, it's an RPG like turn by turn battle systems with an kind of hand drawn art style to it. Really nice art style, by the way. Um, it's a 2D game, by the way. But yeah, it's a really nice game that has a pretty. What is the word? Oh yeah, that has a very interesting twist to it when you dive into this game. I won't spoil you anything because why would I spoil you the amazing story of this game? But yeah, just literally if you want to know about more about it, I don't know how to put um links. I think I can do this at the end of it. I don't know. I think I can do it. Yeah. I think after that I am going to maybe like put a link in the description or something that could lead to somewhere that is about the game. The one thing that comes to my mind about this is probably the Twitter account of the game itself, because I don't know how to access Steam from my phone yet. So I think I'm just gonna like put a link in the description to the Omori account, Omori Twitter account, to the Twitter account of the game Omori, and I think that on the Twitter account itself is a link to the game itself. God, I'm so bored of this. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna do this after if I can. So yeah, basically in this game it's about the story, so I will try to not to go too far. Basically in this game is a very interesting. At some points in the game, around the end, is a part that hit me and probably most of the people that play the game hard in the heart. Yeah, for you it's inverted, but for me it's right there. It really it hit me hard. And after this point of the game, like around the end, there's a bunch of things, but most of the things that happened in the about the story continuously keep continuously reminds you that this hit in the heart is still there and that it will keep hurting the more you progress in the end game. Just so the actual end will hit perfectly and you will never forget this part. Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really sensitive when it comes to attachment to things, fictional or real. And yeah, that's about it. What else? I'm pretty happy by nature. Um I think it's even in the description of my Twitter account. I'm the kind of person who doesn't mind making new friends at any given time. Well, that's not fully true. Like at some point I would just get bored or annoyed about making friends all the time. But like making like if it's about making new friends, I wouldn't mind it at all. I'm really and I don't know, maybe saying happy guy seems weird. I'm a pretty happy person by nature. I'm also really calm by nature. That's something another pretty interesting thing. I've always for my whole life, I've always lived a very calm life for the most part. Simply because, well, I don't know if that was on purpose, but I've never really done anything like too extreme or something. Like I've only went to La Ronde uh, at one time in my life, and I didn't like it at all. Probably simply because I was not used to do these kind of things. But I did not like going there. I do not like um, places like this, like with huge attractions, Ferris Ferris wheels, roller coasters. I don't really well. I guess Ferris wheels wouldn't be that bad, but roller coasters I really do not like. I'm not I'm not a very high sensation guy type of person, to be honest. Probably because my heart can't really handle it by now. But I'm pretty sure like if I would do these type of things more often, I would get used to it. But yeah, I don't really like these kind of things like high sensation, adrenaline, things like this. I'm more about relaxation, calm. Well, not maybe always calm, but like at some point it just get boring. But that's the point of what I'm trying to say. As hard as I'm trying to do it. I'm the type of person who just likes to be in a calm environment. That is another thing about being that I like when things is like when it's relaxed and not stressful is that I have a very I'm pretty sure I have a very sensitive um I think it's hearing system. In French is Louis. I don't know. I should look it up. I should have looked it up what this word was in English. But anyway, it's the sense about the about hearing. I had my this sense in for my all of my senses. I think this one is probably the most advanced, if I can say this. My hearing is very sensitive, meaning that I can I hear very well. That's what I'm trying to say. I can hear things very really well. So this basically means that the fact that I can hear well gives advantages. Well, it gives pros and it gives cons. The pros of this is that I can hear very well, so I can most of the time hear things that other people don't hear normally. I don't know what kind of example I can give, but I don't know also if this is linked to that. But I can move my ears. I don't know if that's visible on the camera, but I can move my ears. And since I've developed the kind of thing that makes your ears move, well, anytime I would actually, this is actually true. Anytime I would hear a noise that I don't know what it is, or that I've never heard about before, or that I'm just curious, my ears move on their own without even me doing anything. They move intentionally. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if this is linked to that. I don't think so. But anyway, I just have a weird. That's one of the pros of this. Not the hearing, but the fact that I can hear things that other people normally can't really hear if they don't pay attention. The cons of this thing is that I can get annoyed. This is about also the annoying thing. I get annoyed by noises really easily and really quickly most of the time. Like um I know I'm not saying that like I'm not maybe not annoyed to the point that like I would like go into in a cafeteria or something and I would get like it's so annoying I want to get out. No, not at this point. I can't resist. I can't resist it. And it's possible. I'm not like that weak about my hearing, but my ears aren't that weak actually. It's just that when it's something really annoying, like for a good example of this is sometimes there is someone on the street that I live on that has a car who makes freaking a lot of freaking noise, and that he just sometimes he just wanders around with it and makes a lot of noise. You know what it is, what people does. I don't know how to say it in English, so deal with it. So yeah, he did stop actually, but when he was doing it, I would get really annoyed by it, just like it, and it's really annoying. I don't know how many times I've said annoying in all of its variations, and I'm really sorry about it. I'm not English from born. I'm actually French, and I've already said that. So I don't know. I don't really know. Uh, I don't really use the kind of fancy English words. Also, simply because I don't think about using them. But anyway, yeah, all of this is to say, um, what was this linked about? Wait, happy. Oh yeah, the calm. So all this is to mean say since I have good hearing, I can get really annoyed by sound by the surroundings very easily. So I mostly like where to be in places that are calm, not fully quiet. When it's too quiet, sometimes I get embarrassed and I don't like it. But yeah, that's it. Uh, what's next? Well, we can talk about the fears then. Uh, like most people, I have fears of many things that I don't think I will be able to list all of them in this video because a bunch of them I think I don't even remember. But I will try to see to. I'm trying to find a fancy word for this. I'm gonna try to list them all of the ones that I can remember. Um, I am I am afraid of drowning. I think this is thalassophobia. Well, anyway, I have the fear of drowning. That's a fact. In fact, the thing that proves this is that I still to this day, I am 18 years old and I have never actually purposely put in my head underwater. in any kind of shape or form, which means like in any kind of places, mean like in a pool, at the beach, anything like that. I've never put in my head underwater purposely until like really far ago. And I think this is, I don't know if this is actually true, but I think that this is actually linked to a past trauma because when I was young, I at some point I fell into the pool of one of my neighbors by accident. And from my perspective, I was just fine. Like I was looking in the water like, that's weird. It's blue. And then the neighbors say got me out of the water, and then I was back to reality, and I was like, the hell happened? So yeah, but like from my perspective, under the water, I was fine. But when I got out of the water, I kind of got out of my fever dream. I kind of got out of like my fever moment, and I was just, what happened? So yeah, there's like the thing is, when I were about the things, I don't know if it's linked to it because, like I said, for me from my perspective, it was I was okay, but for others, I was not. So yeah, I'm really sorry if sometimes I stop talking for no reason. If it's because I keep burping out of nowhere, and yeah, that's it. See, I have the fear of drowning. I kind of have a fear of the dark, but on its own, I'm not afraid of the dark. Like back well in the pitch black room, I wouldn't be afraid. I would just be confused because you can't see when it's dark. But the thing that makes me fear the dark is when I hear or look at something that can be imagined by your brain in the dark. For example, another thing a bit about Omori, there are places, there are moments in the game that are spooky. And even at 18 years old, my brain can still sometimes imagine that those things are real. So at some point, I don't want to spoil it, but I need to reference something. And it makes me sad. So anyway, I'm gonna take another example. I don't have another example. Anyway, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is that if I would look at something um, that that would, for example, especially during the night, if I would example like watch videos at night, and then I would like see something that my mind doesn't like looking at because it kind of scares it, then when for example I would get out of my room to like go to the bathroom or take something to eat a drink, I would be afraid of getting out of the room because it would be dark, and then my brain would think that the thing the the representation of the fear would be real, so it would make me not want to get out of the room, and then I would just get out anyway because I really want to drink water. Anyway, I kind of have a fear of the dark, but only if I look at something that can manifest it. On its own, not that much. Uh, I have fear of heights, which I think is agoraphobia. Yeah, I have fear of heights. I don't have arachnophobia, but I just like get spooked like like if I see a spider like out of nowhere. Like I'm not afraid of spiders to a point like I'm just like so yeah. I don't have a phobia. I don't have arachnophobia. I'm just like spooked by spiders. Um, Same thing goes for wasps, not bees, wasps. Because what I'm afraid of wasps because I also get beef. I what I go Before I was afraid of bees because they sting and it hurts. But now that I know what situation are the bees are in, I'm not that afraid of bees anymore. And also when I was working at Park Safari during the summer of 2021, I got at multiple occasions little bees laying on me. And well, actually, I'm not even sure if those are truly bees, but they look like bees, and they were just fine. It's like wasps are just annoying. Like they're all mostly yellow. They're more yellow than black, I think, and they just constantly harass you, like just in front of you, and it's just annoying to some point. And compared to bees, wasps can sting multiple times, so they can just and go away like screw you. You can't do anything to me, lol. And you're just in pain. So like basically, I'm afraid of wasps, but like just like the spiders, like I just like get away. I just get away of the spot that the wasp is at, praying that it won't follow me, and that's about it. Uh, what else? I don't think this is a fear, but this is a an embarrassing thing to me. When I don't like being alone in a place, not necessarily like where it's dark or something. I don't like being in a place alone where I know that I'm totally alone, like where there's nobody else in the place near where I am, and that is completely quiet. I am not comfortable in these kind of situations. I get stressed out so easily that, especially when it's like windy, I'm kind of afraid of the wind, to be honest. Only because it can cause um, a lights out, like an electricity issue. Like when the electricity just comes out, like cuts off short. So yeah, I don't. Well, I'm not afraid because of what after. I'm just afraid of when it happens. Cause it's like, mm. You never know when it happens, and whenever it's windy, it can happen at any time. So that's just stressful. And so yeah, it's got because when for a lot of people, when you're something when you don't hear anything, there's like a tiny little buzzing sound in your ear that, in my case, if I pay too much attention to it, it just gets higher. So it's just really annoying in the ears to hear that. So I mostly don't like when there's no sound. This is why for the sake of the planet, I'm sorry, Earth, for this. I keep my dumbass computer on all day, except when I go out, except when I get away for like really long. But yeah, at night I keep my computer open because it makes noise. That's not a joke. This is actually true. My computer stays open all night, just because it makes noise. I also, and yet now you're probably going to say, "Oh, why do you do this if you're not afraid of the dark?" I keep a light, or I can't really sleep without a light, because I don't even know why I'm afraid. I don't even know why I can't sleep. Well, in my room, I think it's because it would just be really way too dark, so I just wouldn't like it. And also, in general, my room is really dark when there's no light. When the two lamps aren't open, the room is really dark, even when it's like day. So I just don't like it. hmm So yeah, I'm afraid of kind of being alone, but mostly when there's no sound and then when I'm alone. No, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. Anything else? Something. Another thing I could say. Um. I could talk a bit about it. I like what about what I like. Um. I like video games. If you haven't noticed yet. Um. Mostly Nintendo stuff. It's not because I kind of like in like a Nintendo side, and I just don't like Sony anything than in anything that they do. No, I like the stuff that comes out that can come out on like Xbox and PlayStation. I just don't want to buy it because I don't want to. I'm fine with Nintendo. Now, I'm not gonna enter the debate of whether Nintendo or Sony is better. I don't freaking care about this. I just like Nintendo, and to me, Sony is okay, not bad, just okay. Like to be honest, there are some games that come out on like PS4, on PlayStation or Xbox that I would like to play, but for other people, I wouldn't. I'm not the kind of person who just buys a console just for one game. Like there has to be more reasons for this. So yeah, I like Nintendo. Sorry, I like Nintendo. I especially like Mario. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I just like Mario for a lot. Uh, I like animals a lot. I really like animals. Like to me, this year, working at Park Safari this year was a lot better than the summer of 2020. Well, because I was allowed to do way more things. I got I the best example of this is that to I've been able to pet camels. I don't know if it's I know the camels are the one with two bump on their back. Well, I'm talking about the one with only a single bump on their back. I don't know what their name is in English. In French, it's dromadaire. Anyway, I've been able to pet some of these, and they're really nice. I've been really close to an elephant. Freaking hell! I've been really close to an elephant, which is where the picture of an elephant came from. I really like animals in general. Maybe not all of them, but most of them I really like them. Um, I'm really lazy by nature. Most of the time, it's a really big disadvantage of being lazy in my case. Mostly now, actually, because of the things that I gotta do. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So yeah. Anything else? I like Legos. That's about it. What I really like about Legos is that my parents know that I like Legos. So each year, about like maybe like Christmas or my birthday, which are both pretty close to each other. My birthday is in February. Like each year at Christmas and my brother my birthday, I get one Lego from any of my any the one of my parents that gives me that to me doesn't care. Doesn't matter. I just get one Lego from one of them each year. Yeah, at each of these two holidays. Holidays. And yeah, so yeah, I really like Legos. That's about it. And I think that's pretty much it for this time. From what I can see, well, first of all, this is the longest video I've done by now, about 40 minutes just now. And yeah, I think that's about it actually. there's probably a lot more that I could talk about, but I just don't really feel like doing it right now. And so yeah, uh, next time I'm probably going to talk about my life. Maybe not too in detail, but about things about my life, about me that I've that happened to me. I mean, in my life that we like to talk about. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, see you.